Thanks for joining us here on the CBN News Channel. I'm Ephraim Graham.
And I'm Charlene Israel. International pressure against Libya is escalating today. British Prime Minister David Cameron says he is working with allies to set up a no-fly zone over the country. And U.S. leaders are calling on Muammar Gaddafi to step down immediately. Heather Sells has more.
Overnight, Libyan rebels have repelled attempts by government forces to retake key cities near the capital. The rebels now also control the eastern half of the country. And protesters are now closing in around the capital. But in an interview with ABC's Christian Amanpour, Gaddafi insists there are no protesters.
They love me, all my people with me. They love me all. They will die to protect me, my people.
Gaddafi is also saying he has not ordered his own people killed, though the United Nations estimates that hundreds and maybe thousands of protesters have died. The U.S. ambassador to the UN is dismissing Gaddafi's claims.
It sounds just frankly delusional. And when he can laugh in talking to American and international journalists while he is slaughtering his own people, it only underscores how unfit he is to lead and how disconnected he is from reality.
The UN is calling for the nations to unite against Libya.
In Libya, a regime that has lost legitimacy has declared war on its own people. It's up to us, the community of nations, to stand against this crime.
It's not clear whether the UN will approve a no-fly zone. Russia's top diplomat is rejecting the idea, but CBN's Gary Lane, reporting in Jerusalem, says people in the region support it.
I would say that a no-fly zone would be welcomed by most people here. Anything that would hasten the fall of Gaddafi and protect the life of the Libyans that are uprising, that are rising up against him.
The United Nations has decided that it is too dangerous for international aid agencies to assess the needs in Libya, so it is sending food and medicine to next door Tunisia to help refugees escaping across the border. Heather Sells, CBN News.
Heather, thank you. Here in the U.S., violent storms ripped through the country's midsection Monday, leaving behind massive damage and destruction, and more could be on the way today. In Chattanooga, Tennessee, severe thunderstorms pounded the region. Dangerously high winds brought down trees and destroyed this historic brick building. Power was knocked out to thousands. In Ohio, all of the state's 88 counties have been swamped by flooding. In the town of Findlay, floodwaters are expected to rise more than 6 feet above flood level. The National Weather Service says the storms produced tornadoes in Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee, where at least one person was killed.
The mother was pinned. The fire department got her out of there.
The wind was blowing really bad, and you could just hear the whistling and everything.
Forecasters say the storms were caused by a cold front surging across the area.
Wisconsin's budget showdown could heat up even more today as Governor Scott Walker unveils his 2-year spending plan. 2 weeks of protests show no signs of stopping inside and outside the state's Capitol building. The full plan is expected to include deep cuts for schools and city governments to help close a $3.6 billion shortfall. But the governor says local government should have the tools to make up for the lost state revenue.
The amount that we're going to cut from state aid in every category, for schools, for municipalities, for counties and technical districts, the amount that we cut will be more than offset by the amount of savings in this bill.
14 Wisconsin state Democrats are still protesting the budget by hiding out in Illinois. The governor says that could force him to lay off state workers.
House Republicans are taking steps today to try and prevent a partial shutdown of the government. Temporary funding runs out Friday. The GOP stopgap bill would keep the government running for 2 weeks. That would buy more time for longer-term budget negotiations between the Republican House, the Democratic Senate, and President Obama. Democrats have been threatening to block Republican efforts to cut the massive federal deficit.
Fred Barnes is the executive editor of the Weekly Standard and a commentator for Fox News Channel. He says the current budget crisis gives Republicans a chance they've never had before.
The issue has really ripened so much, and it's a national issue. It's not just cutting the budget in Washington. It's in states like Wisconsin and Ohio and California and Illinois. And it's not just states. It's down at the local level, too. That's one big difference. And the other one is, over the last few years, the public has learned about what the problem is, that we have this huge debt problem, and that part of that problem is public employees that have retired early and gotten these lavish benefits that states and local governments can no longer afford. Republicans, even when right now they're proposing a 2-week extension of the budget or a continuing resolution, but they've got cuts in there. And they've been pretty actually ingenious, because these are cuts that President Obama proposed in his 2012 budget. He doesn't propose much in cuts, but some, and so Republicans are now proposing those, plus cuts in earmarks. So it will be hard for President Obama to be against this extension anyway.
For the entire interview with Fred Barnes, go to our website, cbnnews.com.
Another battle is looming in Congress, this time over government control of the Internet. It's something known as net neutrality. The Federal Communications Commission has given itself authority to regulate Internet content. Businesses don't like it, and Christian broadcasters are concerned it could restrict their ability to proclaim the gospel on the Internet. This week, Republicans in the House are taking the first steps to override that move by the FCC. House Speaker John Boehner tells CBN's David Brody this is a top priority for him.
The idea that the federal government is going to police the Internet is a solution looking for a problem. No one has ever been able to outline for me what the problem is that they want to create some solution for. And last winter, the summit of Congress wanted to give the Internet to the government temporarily to control it. And this is not a good idea. And I do expect that Congress very soon will speak very loudly on this issue.
You can find more of David Brody's interview with Speaker Boehner at cbnnews.com.
Many conservatives intend to make same-sex marriage a top 2012 election issue. This comes after the Obama administration's announcement that it will no longer defend the federal law that denies recognition to gay married couples. Conservatives say Obama is letting his personal views keep him from his duty to defend the laws of the land. They say they expect their 2012 presidential nominee to highlight the marriage debate.
A British court has ruled that a Christian couple cannot be foster parents because they believe homosexuality is a sin. Eunice and Owen Johns cared for foster children in the 1990s and applied to become foster parents again in 2007. But a social worker said their views on homosexuality raised concerns. A court declined to reinstate their application, ruling a law protecting gay rights overrides the couple's religious beliefs. The Christian Legal Center reports the judges stated that Christian beliefs on homosexuality may be harmful to children.
Faith played a key role in the survival of the Chilean miners who were trapped underground for 69 days. Some of those miners and their families are now touring the Holy Land on another journey of faith. Here's Chris Mitchell from Jerusalem.
The Chilean miners and their families, followed by a gaggle of press from around the world, began their 8-day tour with a visit to Jerusalem's Old City.
For all of the miners from Chile, this is their first visit to Jerusalem, and today their first opportunity to walk in the footsteps of Jesus here on the Via Dolorosa.
They followed the traditional Stations of the Cross, tracing the steps Jesus took to Calvary. The miners and their families looked like any ordinary tour group. They took pictures, listened to their tour guide, experienced the local color, and walked through the narrow alleys by many souvenir shops. But these miners aren't ordinary tourists. They captured the imagination and hearts of people worldwide with their resilience and dramatic rescue. Jose Enriquez played a pivotal role by leading his fellow miners in prayer during their ordeal, and now serves as their spokesman.
God has taken this accident, which was terrible, and through prayers from people around the world who are praying for us, he took this and has used it for something good. He has turned it around.
Enriquez says 20 of the miners accepted Jesus Christ as their Savior as a result of their ordeal. But what does it feel like to be trapped 2,000 feet underground and now be in Jerusalem?
It was a great blessing to be here. The God who rescued us from the bowels of the earth is the God who has brought us here. He is a God of mercy, and we're so thankful.
Father Fergus Clark welcomed the miners to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the site where many believe Jesus was crucified, died, and rose again.
It's a great pleasure to be able to welcome them, as we would welcome any pilgrim who would come here. But there's a special meaning because of their trauma and their rescue. I think it touched everybody in the world, and now we can try and relate that to the greater rescue, as I said, of our rescue from sin and death by the death and resurrection of Jesus in this place.
The miners came to the Holy Land through an invitation by Israel's Ministry of Tourism.
People recognize, and we tell it to the whole world, that the Holy Land, that Israel is a place to come and to pray for God. That if you want to say thank you, God, this is the place to do it.
The miners did just that when they came to the Western Wall and offered prayers of thanksgiving. The miner who attracted much of the media attention was Richard Villarroel, the 28th miner rescued. His wife Dana gave birth to their son Richard just 6 days after his rescue. It's a gift from God that I'm here today. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
And still to come here on the CBN News Channel, how the bad economy is putting families in danger in the UK, and the Christian ministry that's bridging the gap.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
These are the greatest stories ever told. Presented by Academy Award winner Charlton Heston.
Thus saith the Lord of Israel, let my people go.
Join Charlton Heston as he travels the sacred lands of the Bible.
I'm going to take you with me on a journey exploring the stories in the Bible and the ancient land where they happened. This is said to be the very garden. This, the very rock where Jesus prayed for strength.
Now the Bible comes to life like never before. Time Life presents Charlton Heston's The Bible.
And Moses cast the tablets from his hands.
Praised by critics, this landmark TV series is now available on digitally remastered DVDs. You'll be inspired by the greatest stories from the Old and New Testaments, enhanced by historic works of art. Get Charlton Heston Presents the Bible on 4 DVDs for $49.99. Call with your credit card and save $10.
And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son.
And that's not all. You'll also get a free bonus DVD that takes you behind the scenes. And if you call in the next 10 minutes, we'll ship for free. That's an additional savings of nearly $7.
For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory, forever and ever.
Call now to get Charlton Heston's The Bible on 5 DVDs for just $39.99. Call in the next 10 minutes and we'll ship for free.
Now therefore go, and I will be with thee.
Call 1-800-748-5167 to order Charlton Heston Presents the Bible for $39.99 and receive free shipping when you call in the next 10 minutes with your credit card.
The weak economy is threatening families across the United Kingdom.
Some even face the threat of homelessness and hunger. But as UK correspondent Peter Wooding tells us, churches are helping bridge the gap.
As the UK continues to feel the bite of the recession, particularly after families will have accumulated even more debt over the Christmas season, shocking figures reveal 3.7 million children are living in poverty across the country. Mr. and Mrs. Sanford faced the threat of becoming homeless as they struggle to find work to meet their mounting debts and desperately try to feed their 4 children. Mr. Sanford said he was so desperate he nearly turned to crime.
The main challenge was putting food on the plate. We were just about keeping up with some of the bills, but we were looking at losing the house at the time. The only alternative would have been, begging on the streets or crime to feed the family,
But when the Trussell Trust intervened to feed the family, there was a dramatic turnaround. Now they found enough work to keep their home and care for their children.
Not only is there the actual food they'll bring to your house, but then they can put you in contact with other agencies, people that can help you out with the benefit questions or whatever, Citizens Advice Bureau and other things. and they got us through the hard times, you know.
And the Trussell Trust here in Salisbury in southwest England is mobilising churches right across the UK to set up food banks to help many more impoverished families. Last year alone, the Christian charity provided much needed food supplies for more than 40,000 people. Chris Mould, director of the Trussell Trust, explains why their food bank ministry is so vital.
There are more people than ever before in our society who do not know where to turn. They are making choices between heating the home and feeding the children, between paying the rent and getting a square meal. And quite often we meet people who've gone without food for several days.
Mould says the greatest rewards of their work are the fact that they're literally saving lives.
Highlights for us are when people say, you know, that thing you did for me saved my life. Now that's not too strong a claim. We've met several people who have been at the point of utter despair, and it's the Christian community through the food bank that has been able to engage with them.
And one of those who'd reached that point of despair was former drug addict Jim Bugden, who suffered such extreme depression he tried to commit suicide 3 times. During Christmas, Jim didn't even eat for 2 weeks until a drug rehabilitation centre put him in touch with the Trussell Trust Church Food Bank.
And as I went down here, I was welcomed terrifically. It felt as though it was in another world, if you know what I mean.
Peter Moss faced bullying in the workplace, lost his job and became homeless. Despite all of this, as well as suffering from cerebral palsy, he now faithfully serves as a volunteer at the Trussell Trust Food Bank in Salisbury. Moss sees this ministry as a way of practically demonstrating his Christian faith.
It makes you feel inside you, you're giving something, the love of the Jesus back to them. And the Trussell is here to help people back to the good Lord.
So as the UK faces what's expected to be another tough year with the recession, the challenge remains for the church to respond to this crisis for the sake of the country's children. Peter Wooding for CBN News, Salisbury, England.
I'm George Thomas in the Siberian tundra, and coming up on the broadcast, an amazing look at how God is moving amongst remote tribes on the Arctic Circle.
What makes the miracles of Jesus even more miraculous? Standing where they happened, in Israel. Come explore Jerusalem, where Jesus opened blind eyes. Visit the hills of Galilee, where Jesus fed the multitude. Stroll through Capernaum, where Jesus lived and taught and healed. To learn more about standing where it all happened in Israel, visit www.goisrael.com. Come visit Israel.
Endless pools are an incredible alternative to traditional pools, making it easy and inexpensive to swim at home. Call our toll-free number or visit our website. A free idea kit and DVD will be sent to your home so you can discover all the benefits of owning your own pool. Compared to traditional pools, endless pools are simple to install, easy to maintain, and economical to run. Our precision-engineered pools enable you to swim or exercise against a smooth current that adjusts to any speed and ability. Endless pools are perfect for year-round health and fitness, relaxation, and family fun. Our free idea kit and DVD will show you how easy it is for the whole family to enjoy a pool right in your backyard or home. An endless pool or an endless pool swim spa can become a showplace for your home. Call our toll-free number or visit the website to find out more about endless pools. The free idea kit will show you just how easy it is to be able to swim at home.
What makes the miracles of Jesus even more miraculous? Standing where they happened, in Israel. Come sail the Sea of Galilee, where Jesus calmed a raging storm. Experience Jerusalem, where Jesus restored a paralyzed man. Explore Capernaum, where Jesus spoke a centurion servant into health. To learn more about standing where it all happened in Israel, visit goisrael.com. Come visit Israel.
Right now, we want to bring you a story you are not going to see anywhere else, from a place where temperatures often fall to 60 below zero and winters seem to last all year long.
That is what life is like in northern Siberia, but one man there is braving those frigid temperatures to share the gospel with remote tribes. And George Thomas traveled to the far reaches of the Arctic Circle to meet him.
Locals call this place Yamal.
Yamal means the end of the world.
And in many ways, it is.
There are no roads here. People use frozen lakes and rivers to get around on reindeer or snowmobile.
Latitude 70 degrees north. Longitude 70 degrees east. The Yamal Peninsula sits in the deep, frozen Siberian tundra above the Arctic Circle. The temperature here fluctuates between -30 and -60 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a little after 6 a.m. Peter Hudi, our Siberian guide, does last-minute checks.
That right there, folks, is reindeer skin. This is our sleigh. I mean, in essence, this is how we're going to be traveling into the tundra on the back of this.
The sleigh is attached to a snowmobile.
I have to make sure we have enough rope and other emergency supplies in case we get stuck.
Is this dangerous?
Это опасно.
Опасно, да.
Yes, it is.
Our destination this morning, a 4-hour journey deep into the wilderness to meet a nomadic family. 2 hours into our journey, we stop for a brief moment.
It's about 9:25 in the morning. 9:25 in the morning, and the sun has yet to rise. And we're hoping to catch that before it rises. Let's go.
The sun here shines only for a few hours during the winter. When it does appear, normally around noon, the sunrise, well, it's something to behold.
This is a special place.
Peter belongs to the largest nomadic tribe called the Ninets. He's more than just a guide. You see, he's a Christian. And for the last few years, he's been sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ with his tribe and others who live here in the tundra.
When I became a Christian, God gave me a new heart. He also gave me a new heart for my people. I go out on my snowmobile meeting these nomadic families and telling them about the love of Christ.
The Ninets are nomadic reindeer herders. The word Ninet means child of a deer.
This is, in essence, the lifeblood for the Ninets people here on the Siberian tundra, because their meat as well as their skin fetch a lot of money in the villages.
Our food, clothes, shoes, homes, our transportation, everything comes from them. Without reindeer, we cannot survive.
And learning how to survive in the tundra begins at an early age.
All my children were taught from a young age how to live in the harsh conditions. It is our way of life.
The women take care of cooking, sewing clothes, and putting up the teepees. The men are hunters and care for the reindeer. And when it comes to skinning the reindeer, the entire family is involved. The hide is used to make the teepees and clothes. Blood and raw reindeer meat are often consumed to get vitamins.
We use every part of the animal.
Peter is among a handful of evangelists reaching the Ninets people. He's been visiting Ustinia's family for a few weeks now.
He comes here to tell us about God. We have good conversations.
He's supported by a local Siberian church and Russian ministries, an organization focusing on spreading the gospel in the former Soviet Union. He says it all begins with friendship evangelism.
I brought presents for all the children today. Each box is filled with toys, school supplies, and a children's Bible. We have to build relationships first.
Modern technology, such as the snowmobile, cell phone, and generator, have certainly made life a little easier on the tundra.
Before, I had to rely on reindeer to get around. Now the snowmobile allows me to travel farther distances to meet families.
There are no verifiable numbers, but Peter estimates some 500 Ninets people have accepted the Lord in recent years.
There are still thousands more who have yet to hear about Jesus.
So for now, he continues to traverse the harsh landscape of the Siberian tundra in search of more people to share the good news of faith in Jesus. George Thomas, CBN News, in the Yamal Peninsula, northern Siberia.
And we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Millions of women worldwide love Bare Minerals.
This is smooth, it's nice, and it covers. I like that.
Only Bare Minerals looks like beautiful bare skin, while it covers whatever you want it to. And now you can get our latest kit with our totally new, totally spill-proof Click Lock Go Foundation. For over 75% off retail, our new kit comes with Bare Minerals Foundation in the shade that's just right for you. Warmth for a healthy glow. Mineral Veil, the ultimate finishing touch, and Bare Minerals Flawless Application Brush. Call now and get 3 full-size gifts worth $57.95 free. Purchased separately, you'd spend over $120. Our original Get Started kit was a great deal at 2 payments of $29.99. But now you can get all this for just 1 payment of $29.99. Save over $90 and get a 30-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-376-4174. Ask how you can receive this handy compact. Call 1-800-376-4174 now.
It's impossible to close an open can with a pop top. Open cans spill in the fridge. What a mess. And open cans lose their fizz. What a waste. Introducing Bottle Top. It turns your can into a bottle with the snap of a cap. Open metal cans can't travel. What a waste. Bottle Top turns your can into a bottle that's perfectly portable. You can't do this with an open can. Bottle Top lets any soda keep its carbonation. Look, bugs are gross, but Bottle Top protects your drink from insects. When you're done drinking, just pop it off. Rinse under hot water and reuse. Bottle Top keeps drinks from spilling. Now get 6 colored Bottle Tops for just $10. Call now and get 6 more. Plus, we'll send you the Can Top Popper. Just pay separate shipping and handling. You get 12 amazing Bottle Tops, plus the Can Top Popper, all for just $10.
Call 1-800-377-9176. But hurry, call now. We're giving away a bonus 6 more Bottle Tops and the Can Top Popper with today's orders. That's 1-800-377-9176. Call now.
Well, you may have heard by now that the King's Speech took home the top prize at the Academy Awards.
The film about King George VI, who learns to overcome a stuttering problem, won the award for Best Picture. Colin Firth, who played the King, won for Best Actor. Director Tom Hooper also won for Best Original Screenplay. Earlier, Lee Webb spoke with Janine Clark. She's a British radio and TV host who credits the film's transparent depiction of the royal family for its success in the UK.
It's the first cinema audience I've ever attended where the audience got up and clapped. It was well received, I think, because it actually exposed the weakness in the royal family, that someone had a speech impairment and they needed help. I think what really moved me as well is the unqualified man that taught him to overcome this weakness, and his compassion and how he just dealt with him. It was quite ruthless, but the English can be. And, the Bible says your weakness, can be turned into strength. And I think, your gift takes you before great men, before kings, and his did.
The movie cost $15 million to make, but so far it's grossed $249 million worldwide.
Why? Have you seen the movie?
Have not seen it.
I really want to see it now.
I will for sure.
Well, that is all for this hour of the CBN News Channel. You can find more of today's top headlines along with our exclusive coverage of the issues you care most about at cbnnews.com.
Have a great day.
We created this website as a place where kids can learn the Bible in a whole new way.
Kids will love Superbook.tv. Their games, the ability to create your own personal Superbook characters. We even have a place for kids to listen to music on Superbook Radio.
Superbook is CBN's animated series that teaches the Bible through the eyes of 2 friends and their robot sidekick. We're going to tell stories all the way from creation to Christ's return.
The website also teaches kids life lessons. Parents can spend time online with their kids learning about the Bible.
Superbook and Superbook.tv are entirely gospel-centered, and by supporting it, you'll help bring God's Word to children all over the world.
We're reaching a new generation with the gospel of Jesus Christ. Together, we can give today's kids the truth of the Bible in a fun and exciting way that will change their lives.
Visit Superbook.tv today.
Finding video on CBN.com just got easier. We've taken all our video, the 700 Club, news, testimonies, teachings, plus our 24/7 channels, and put them in one convenient location, CBN TV. Watch what you want, when you want. It's all simple to find, and now easier than ever to email a story to a friend. CBN TV on CBN.com.